Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. I'm sure you're probably tired of watching videos on the 2025 National, but I wanted to do one final wrap-up video where I gave my thoughts on the National, both the good and the bad, and to give a closer look at all of my pickups from the show. The lighting and the setup in my hotel room was definitely not ideal to properly show off all the cards that I picked up at the show. So I'm going to be turning the camera around here at some point and giving a better look at all of my pickups and showing off some other things that I picked up along the way that didn't make any of my recap videos. Speaking of those recap videos, I am just blown away at the number of views those videos have received. Thank you to all of you who checked out those recap videos. Typically for my channel, I get the most number of views on videos dealing with past nationals, but this year blew those views away. I can't believe how many views those videos have received, and the comments. So many of you commented on those videos. Thank you for taking the time to do that. I've read through most of them, and I promise you I will reply to each and every comment that you made. Bear with me, it may take me a little while. I can't remember a 5-day stretch where I've had that many comments on videos, so it's going to take me a little while to reply to those comments, but I will get to every single one. And over that 5-day stretch at the National, I gained 61 subscribers, leaving me just 5 subscribers short of 3,000 for my channel. So again, thank you to all of you who newly subscribed to my channel, and for those who have been around and watching my videos for years. I truly appreciate you watching my videos and seemingly enjoying my videos. I really do appreciate it. I never thought when I started my channel a little over 5 years ago that I would be this close to 3,000 subscribers to my channel. So again, a big thank you to all of you who watch my videos, comment on my videos, like my videos. It truly is appreciated that the effort and time that I put into these videos is appreciated by all of you. All right, on to my thoughts of the National. I want to first talk about the things that I saw that were good about the National. The first, of course, is the big thing with the National, at least for me, and I think a lot of others out there in the collecting community, is getting to meet, hang out with friends that I haven't seen in a year, sometimes even more if they didn't make the National last year. So, of course, that is always a blast, just getting to hang out with everyone, all of my friends, just a wonderful time. I thought there were a good balance of cards at the show. And when I mean cards, I mean the mixture of modern, vintage, non-sport cards like Pokemon and stuff. I was a little worried that the show may be, I wouldn't say dominated, but that there would be a ton of non-sports cards, the Pokemon and stuff. There were certainly dealers that had those cards in their display cases, but I didn't think it was overwhelming. At least that was my impression. Now, yes, I think modern outweighed vintage, but I felt that there were a good number of vintage cards and dealers to look through. I thought it was a great mix, which is what the National should be. It should cater to all the different needs within the hobby, and I think this was on point. The next is deals. Overall, at least for the cards that I picked up, I felt that dealers were they weren't giving cards away, but I was able to work out deals in every situation. I wasn't forced to pay sticker. I hate to pay sticker, so I was able to get the dealers to come down. Now some more than others. Now I think that the dealers took advantage of the growing trend, at least in vintage, that a lot of collectors, including myself, are keying on cards that have great eye appeal for the number grade. And so they price those cards accordingly. And of course, most of the cards I picked up, at least in my opinion, have great eye appeal for the grade. And yeah, some of them were priced above the highest comp, but I was able to get, in every single case, I was able to back them off of their initial asking price. I didn't feel that I may have overpaid in terms of looking at comps, but I felt that I got a good deal for every single purchase that I made, and that's enough for me. Did I set a couple recent highs for some of the cards I bought? Yeah, probably. The Hank Aaron and maybe the 63 Topps Hank Aaron. But for that 63 Topps Hank Aaron, we're talking about the $20-30. That's not a big deal. And the Hank Aaron that I got was, to me, well worth the price that I paid. I absolutely love that card, and that's what's important to me. Do I love the cards that I bought? And I absolutely do. For me, once I have the card, I don't look at what the value does, up, down, whatever. And so, yeah, maybe someday the market will get to a point where, that card is selling for what I paid for it, but I don't mind. Just like last year's National, when I bought my 48 Bowman Stan Musial rookie card, I technically overpaid based on comps. I absolutely love that card. It was worth every single penny that I paid for that card. So if you want to be a stickler to comps, yeah, dealers may have been a little bit high on cards with really nice eye appeal. And if you just weren't willing to pay above the high comp, you probably thought that, they were, some of the dealers were way overpriced. But for me, if I could get them down off of their asking price to a price that I felt comfortable paying, I thought that was a win for me. So I see this as a positive, at least for me, for the show. The air conditioning situation, for those of you who attended the previous National at Chicago, you know that the whole air conditioning system was not working very well. It was very hot, stuffy. I felt very comfortable walking around, even with all the crowds on some of the busier days. I think they finally got everything working correctly. In fact, back in if any of you went back into the autograph area, there were less people walking around. And when I picked up my tickets on Sunday for Wade Boggs, the woman there even had a sweatshirt on because they were really cranking the air conditioning there, or maybe the ductwork or whatever definitely had the cooler air blowing back in the TriStar autograph area, and they were actually a little cold, believe it or not. So overall, I think they did a much better job in handling the crowd and the temperature inside the convention center. Now, I do have a couple of things, I don't want to say bad, but maybe sort of negative things that I noticed about the show. Well, the first one here isn't about the show itself, but was the YouTube get-together. Now, I'm not saying that the event itself was bad. Once we finally got a place to settle, we had a great time. For those that hung around from trying to find a proper location. And this isn't against Mike Moynihan, Mike Baseball Collector, or anything like that. It's just the fact that because the National it seems to try to be controlling some of what goes on at the hotels, or the hotels themselves are really trying to push back on activities mainly trade night activities outside of the national. It again, it caused issues for our YouTube get together. I believe Mike is working on a potential solution for next year, maybe something off site. It's a shame we have to go off site somewhere to have just a get together. We're not trading cards, we're not selling cards, we're just getting together as a group of friends. So that I saw as a negative, not the event itself, but the fact that we weren't able to have it in that atrium area over at the Embassy Suites. I don't know, something either needs to be done maybe through the group running the national in conjunction with the managers and owners of the different hotels to be a little flexible. I stayed over at the Hyatt. I know in the lobby area, every single night, there were people there set up with their cards and trading and stuff. They didn't push them out. So why weren't a group of people able to gather and just hang out? I don't quite understand it, but to me, that was a big negative, put a big damper on one of the big things I was looking forward to, the YouTube get together. Again, it was a smaller group because we had to go back and forth and we lost some people. But once we were settled outside on the grass, thank goodness it was nice weather, had a great time. So that the final result was really nice. But the fact that we had to move all around, that to me was a negative. The added space upstairs at the show, they increased the number of dealers. They invited some in that wouldn't have fit in the normal space downstairs. That was good that they had more dealers at the show. I don't know if they were being cheap in terms of how much space in that second level that they rented out, but when I checked it, and I just checked it one day, I was up there for a little while and I said that was it. The aisles were probably half as wide as they were in the main convention space. It was terrible. I looked around outside of that area and there was huge amount of space to the left and right. I don't know why they couldn't have rented a little bit more space to have the aisles a little bit wider. To me, that seems a little cheap. If it really was an issue of them not wanting to rent a few more square feet to have that upstairs area more like the main convention area. So to me, that was a negative. Once I was up there once, I didn't want to go back up there again, and that's not fair to the dealers that finally had a chance to be and sell at the National, to be put up in that area where with the crowds and the narrow aisles just did not make for a really good experience. And finally, I heard on different social media and YouTube and stuff like that a lot of people were complaining, I guess, about the long lines to get the VIP passes. I'm not sure. My experience, and maybe I was unique and lucky, that I came in on Tuesday, so I picked up my VIP pass early Wednesday morning, maybe around 11 o'clock. I went right in, went up to the VIP section. I didn't have to wait in line at all. So I don't know. Maybe this was for those that couldn't get to the show until shortly before it opened, and the lines were really long to try to just get the VIP pass. I'm not sure. I heard that was, I guess, a negative by some. I didn't see it because that didn't happen to me. And the fact that I stayed over at the Hyatt and that causeway right over to the convention center, there were no lines for me. I just walked over down the escalator and I was in the show. So I never had any problems getting in the show, getting my VIP pass. So if there were some negatives that other people had, maybe it was just their timing and couldn't get the VIP pass as early as I did. So overall, I thought this was my best national ever by far. The Friends. Again, this I treat the national not just as an opportunity to pick up some cards that, yeah, I could pick up those cards. Every single card that I got, I probably could have found eventually on eBay. Maybe if I even had to go to maybe one of the auction houses, go bid on through one of the auction houses there, I could have found those cards without going all the way out to Chicago to buy them. So I treat this as a little bit more like a vacation, actually, and it's to hang out and see all of my friends from across the country. And that was just the key highlight second highlight, second place highlight for me. But it was always great to meet all of you, all my friends, fellow YouTubers. Just an absolute wonderful time. And the cards that I did buy at the National, I love every single one of them. I am so lucky and proud to have these cards now as part of my collection. And I picked up a few surprises. I did a pivot. There were some Ted Williams cards that I was thinking of wanting to buy. Didn't quite find that many of the 50 and 51 Bowman were the ones that I was possibly targeting. Didn't see a lot of them or ones that just fit my eye appeal or price. So I pivoted and picked up some other great cards that, while they were on my 100 cards for $100,000 list, just weren't top of mind going into the National. And I am so glad that I let my eye wander, so to speak, and give me an opportunity to pick up some cards that weren't on my focus list. And finally, of course, the biggest thrill of this year's National was Saturday, where I got to hang out with Wade Boggs for essentially 12 hours of that day. Just a phenomenal experience that I'm going to remember forever. So yeah, this will go down. It's going to be hard to top another National beating this one, but we'll see. You never know what the future holds. So again, I'm going to turn the camera around here, give a closer look, a better look at my pickups, some of the other things that I picked up along the way, including one item from Saturday's event with Wade Boggs. But before I turn the camera around, if you notice in the background here, right there, I got Wade Boggs to sign my cardboard cutout on Sunday. Even though I spent pretty much the whole day with Wade on Saturday, I still had to do the photo op and get him to sign a couple of things. So I brought that on Sunday. Just even though it folds down, it just wasn't appropriate for me to bring to that Saturday event. So I lugged that around all day Sunday. Thank goodness the crowds weren't as large as they were earlier in the week. So I could walk around with that the big cardboard thing in my arms. But it was really cool that I got Wade to sign that. So now you'll see that in the background that it is now signed by Wade Boggs. So yeah, let's turn the camera around and show off some cards and other things that I picked up at the National. All right, I'm going to start off with the photo that I got taken on Sunday with Wade. I actually, and he thought this was a great idea, I actually included the cardboard cutout, so I was surrounded by the fake Wade Boggs and the real Wade Boggs. And of course, I signed it there to John, all the best, Wade Boggs. I thought that's just a great image there. And for those of you who, I think I wore it on Thursday at the YouTube get together. I had a custom made shirt, thanks to John 3D 80s Kid for letting me know where he got these custom jerseys for the 4 collectors. But I had a custom Wade Boggs fan baseball jersey made. So I had that as part of the photo op. And then on Saturday, one of the things I had Wade Boggs sign, and I wasn't the only one who had Wade sign this, but of course we had a few Miller Lights at the event, Wade including. So I got Wade to sign one of his Miller Lite cans. So, yep, that's pretty cool there that I got. Let's see here. Also at the event, he was willing to sign a few things. Again, we were very respectful. Didn't want to overwhelm him with stuff to sign. That's not really why he was going there, is just to see Rich's collection and just to hang out and talk with his biggest fans. But I did get him, in addition to that beer can there, I did have, since I didn't actually have one of these in my collection, I had him sign his 83 Topps rookie card. And of course, since my favorite Topps card of his is his 84, I had him sign one of my 1,000, over 1,084 Topps cards. So I now have 2 autographed Wade Boggs cards for my collection. So that was really cool. Next here, I received a couple custom cards from fellow YouTubers. I tried to do, at least for the National, maybe not, I don't think I did one specifically for Strongsville this year, but typically for the National, I like to do a custom card for myself and my channel to give out to my friends in the community. And I picked up a couple of from others that they made. This one I love, from Jeremy Sports Card Live, that the Cracker Jack. I guess he did that with like Chat GPT. Had it sort of do a caricature of an old time baseball player. I just think that is awesome. So Jeremy, thanks for giving me one of your custom cards. That's what the back looks like if you want to pause the video, but really cool, really cool. And the next one I got is from Eddie's Cardboard Chaos. He did in fact, this is a drawing that he did of Ken Griffey Jr. And he put it on the front of a card, and there's the back there. Mosaic art using magazines instead of traditional glass or tile. So this is an image of an original piece of artwork from Eddie, and of course he inscribed it, being a new member of the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. So thank you, Eddie, for that. And finally, got this really cool rendition here from Dean Goodman. I'm trying to think what the set is from. This Retirado is for like retired players, and I'm just drawing a blank here on the vintage set that it came from. But there we go here. And of course, he actually put it all in Spanish, true to form of the card. And it looks like he even went as far as the detail to age it a little bit. And these cards may have been like hand cut, and did a bit of the hand cut. I mean, I love how the collectors look for maybe some of the vintage look and make the cards look aged and stuff. Just love it. So thank you, Dean, for that. And I got a couple gifts. I roomed with Eric, Big Mac Fanatic. Had a wonderful time rooming with Eric. And he, of course, is a big Mark McGwire collector, Big Mac Fanatic. And he was just walking around the show and saw this one card in some bins or boxes, just looking through, trying to find some McGwire stuff. Came across this, and he noticed that the foil there was shining a little bit. This is from Donner's Throwback Threads from 2004, and he says, "Oh, I think that may be a parallel," and sure enough, serial number to 100. I do have this card, but Eric thought that I would appreciate having a fairly low serial numbered card from Donner's Threads, and of course I love it. Absolutely, Eric, thank you so much for thinking of me and picking up this parallel Boggs card for me. And finally, as part of the VIP package, I showed off some cards that you would get with the VIP package from Humongous Horde. And the 5 cards I got in the pack weren't anything special. I guess you could have gotten some rare parallels. And I don't know how I missed it in the checklist, but there it is. Wade Boggs is in the checklist. And one of the members of the Boggs Trust, Robert, acquired one of the Boggs cards, the base card, and it turns out over at the Humongous Horde booth, booth 523 and 525. I guess they had some promos left. They were just giving away individual cards, and he went over and found one of the Boggs for me and gave it to me. So I'll have to be on the lookout possibly for some of the other parallel versions. I'm not sure if every card in the set also has an autograph version. I'm sure those would sell for quite a bit with it being a national promo. But at any rate, at least I have one of the cards from the set. We'll see if I pick up any other parallels. So this is a brand new Boggs card for my collection. So thank you, Robert. All right, let's get into, I think that's everything. So let's get into my pickups. Now, the first one here I'm going to show off is the 1960 Willie McCovey rookie card. Much better lighting here, so you can really tell the centering, the clean, sort of dark green background there, how crisp the yellow is in that area. I think a lot of these, or a decent number of these cards have some ink, blotching or ink marks in this yellow area. That's really clean. Just love the overall look of it. This was one of those, again, a card that I had on my $100,000 list that I just never got around to. It's not a very expensive card, at least in the grades that I'm looking at picking them up. I just never got around to picking up a Willie McCovey rookie card, and this was the show that I did. And so happy now that I can cross that off the list, and I have a Willie McCovey rookie card. Can work on his run. Now I know he has a couple, at least I think a 61 is in the high number series, so that one's a pretty expensive card. I do need to pick that one up, or maybe it's his 62. One of them is a high number card, and it's fairly expensive, but everything else shouldn't be too expensive. I know I have some other Willie McCovey cards, but this one here, picking up his rookie card, will definitely help in completing his run. The next one is the 55 Topps Ted Williams, which completes my Topps run of Ted Williams. I'm a long ways away from doing his the Playing Days run from the PSA registry. There's some big boy cards in that registry. That's going to take a while for me to do, but what drew me to this card here, it wasn't the number grade. It was just the eye appeal of this. When I saw this card, I initially couldn't believe it was a 3, but because it was a 3, fit into my budget. Man, the centering, the color. To be honest with you, I really haven't looked super close at these cards to see why they got the grade they did, because I just love the overall eye appeal. It doesn't matter to me what some minor flaws in the card may have to get the technical grade. I just absolutely love the look of this card. Just the colors just pop. And here is the back. Nice back. I mean, just, I don't know. This is a gorgeous card. I know it may seem weird. I'm just hyping up these cards, but obviously I'm not hyping them up to sell them. But that's just a beautiful card right there. Next on the list is, now this, I guess one of the other positives of the National was the fact that not only did I get the big card that I was hoping to find, but I found the other two Hank Aaron's to complete my run. So for, again, as I mentioned in one of the recap videos when I showed these cards off, I've been searching for probably 2 years for these two cards, just haven't found the right copy, right price. And here's the 57 Hank Aaron. Again, a low technical grade, but high eye appeal. No snowing. You get with these 57s, especially the Hank Aaron, I noticed a lot of cards that just the surface, there's some issues on the surface. Centering issues, a lot. There have been a lot that I just haven't been interested at all because of the centering. I mean, this is, I mean, it's not 100%, you know, like 50-50, but man, it's darn close. And again, with the technical grade, it was to my favor because it made it affordable. And here's the back. Again, I'm not going to get the magnifying glass out and try to figure out why this got a 3. It doesn't matter to me because when I look at a card like this, honestly, I don't see any flaws. I love it. It's gorgeous. So there's the 57 Aaron, and then the big one, the hardest one, just I don't know why for me to find, was the 63. And I found one well centered, very, very little chipping in that bottom green area. Solid green, solid orange there in that inner circle. Registration on this is excellent. The colors, just his image pops on this. I've seen other examples where the green, it's faded. It's just not as bold. And there's the back. I mean, I don't know. This is this was worth the wait. Let's just put it that way. Of me finally finding this one here for my collection. So glad I found this one and decided on this one and not the one that I probably wouldn't have had to spend too much more money on for a PSA 5. But it just didn't have the centering that this one did. And I just, knowing that this one was out there, plus I saved a few bucks. And saving a few bucks actually worked out with me being able to afford that Willie McCovey rookie card. So it all worked out perfect in the end. And just love this 63 Topps Hank Aaron. All right, now getting to some of the bigger cards here. This, again, was a pivot purchase. Did not expect or was not looking for a Whitey Ford rookie card, although it's a card that I've always wanted. It's on my $100,000 list to eventually pick up. And I saw this lower grade copy. Now, yes, it has some more obvious issues than the other cards I picked up. But again, with that technical grade and the flaws that it had, it made it affordable for me to pick up at this year's National. The centering, love the color, and the crease in the middle. Again, at least for me, and again, this is this card for my collection. Others may disagree. To me, it doesn't take away from the overall eye appeal of the card. For the price I paid for it, I absolutely love it. Can't believe I got a Whitey Ford rookie card. And here's the back. Again, you can see some issues on the back, but you know, my 54 Bowman Mickey Mantle, which is in a 1, probably has more flaws than this one, and I love that card because overall I can enjoy the beauty of the card, and it fit my budget at the time, just like this one. So no excuses here. Just, yep, I love it. I love it, and that's what counts. All right, on to my last 2 cards here, then I'll wrap things up, I promise. I know this is getting to be a fairly long video here. Thank you for watching up to this point. The 2 biggest cards, and this first one here was definitely a surprise purchase for me. This one, just like the 48 Bowman Stan Musial last year, was looking at cards at different tables, and I don't know why. This one caught my eye. I saw other cards like this in other tables and just looked right by because I was looking either for Hank Aaron rookie or one of the other Hank Aaron's or just other cards in general. But for some reason, this one caught my eye, and when I saw it, I fell in love with it. The 59 Bowman Bob Gibson. So hopefully here with the better light, you can just truly appreciate what a beautiful card this is. Now, if you want to be a purist, actually, this was priced below the recent high comps, and I looked just earlier today actually at some of the images of the cards that sold higher than what this was listed for, let alone what I ended up buying it for. And there were a couple of them that honestly didn't have as nice centering as this one does. So this one was probably overall maybe my best deal because it was actually priced reasonable, and I got the seller to come down a little bit. And it just, the eye appeal on this is outstanding for the technical grade. And here is the back. And the other thing is, in talking with the dealer there, I did not realize, I always called the 59 set the Christmas set because the back had green and red ink. And I said, oh, is there a reason why there's no green and it's black? Well, he told me that in the last series, the high number series, which this card is part of, they didn't use green, they used black. So I learned something about the 59 set that I didn't know before. So that was nice. And again, just overall, I can't believe I now have a Bob Gibson rookie card and one that looks this fabulous. And then last but not least, the big purchase of the show, the one that I really wanted to get, and I am so happy that this copy has landed in my collection. I am so blessed to have been able to afford this. As you know in my video, this was originally in an SGC slab that I crossed over and it got the same grade. My Hank Aaron rookie card. Again, it's a 1.5. There are issues with the card, but they're ones that you sort of have to look at a certain angle to see what they are, and to me, they're minor. The centering was the first thing, and then the color. Just everything about this card just pops. The solid background, there's no snowing. Again, if you've either have this card or been looking for this card, you'll notice that, you know, across his face, sometimes you get a lot of surface issues. None here. It's just a beautiful card. And of course, the number grade helped immensely because I knew going into the National, and that's what I was afraid of, that I wouldn't be able to find a lot of low grade examples. And the low grade examples, again, you're going to get lots of issues. And so I thought, am I going to have, I didn't want to settle. I wanted to find the right copy. And I knew finding a card in low technical grade with high eye appeal, there aren't that many out there. And I lucked out. Thanks again to Mike Baseball Collector and Ash for making this deal happen. Just absolutely love it. And I have someone else to thank for this card as well. And that is all of you who have watched every single video, or not, we've watched every single video, but all of you who watched the videos that I have put out on my channel over the last year. This card was made mostly possible by you. As you probably know, I've monetized my channel. And from last year's National, every monthly payment that YouTube sends me for the views that I receive on my channel, I set aside for this year's National. And through what I made through my channel over the last year, covered a little over 60% of this card. So what I have been able to afford it with other money that I have saved up, technically yes, but this one here, I specifically saved all of the money that I got from my channel, from YouTube, to take with me to the National, and I devoted those funds to this Hank Aaron card. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you to all of you who watched any video, even one video that I put out over the last year. Every single video that led to, you know, one view is a penny, or, you know, whatever. Just what I earned on my channel over the last year because of you watching my videos went to this rookie card, the most expensive card I've ever purchased in my life. And regardless of value, I have a couple other cards one other card that may be worth more now than when I bought it. This is the highlight of my collection. And so again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to all of you who have watched my videos over the last year. Really means a lot to me and led to me picking up this Hank Aaron rookie card. So that's it for me for the National. Now I'll be doing other videos related to my pickups and different things like that. The crossovers that I did. So it's not really National videos, but related to cards having to do with the National. So I'll be doing some of those videos there. We'd love to know in the comments what you saw as maybe some of the positive things, the good things of the show, and if you have some things that you didn't like or you thought were negatives of the show, we'd love to know that as well. And with that, that's all I have for you. And as always, thanks for watching.